everyone to the Backroom Crew Podcast. Let's get into some topics today. So, how everybody doing right now?
Alright. Pillars of Eternity is great. If you haven't played it, you should play it.
You really should.
I played a little bit of it because you made me play it.
Exactly, but I shouldn't have to make you play things.
If he's only played a little bit, he knows nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, seriously? Like, those discussions I put up on the board, I was like, oh my god, somebody help me before I make the most evil choice in the world.
Dude, you think that's evil? He just threw me in there in a dungeon. I mean, I don't like being thrown in games where I'm just in a dungeon and, hey, find your way out. What?
Hey, I can tell you right now, he's done worse to me.
Survival! What is it? Has your father never taken you on a roller coaster?
My father never took me anywhere.
Okay,
Oh,
you know what?
sorry.
Here's mine. My dad was so mean to me. He'd like to take me out in the middle of nowhere, give me keys and some tools, and then tell me to find my own way home.
I would have at least liked that. That's some type of bonding.
No,
not going anywhere.
Let's be on a cliff.
hey, you know what? That would have at least built some of my character. It was like, hey, you found your way back. Yeah, just wait. 15 years old, man. Just wait. But no, I didn't even get that. I didn't get a baseball.
But yeah,
game.
no, I figured that would be it. It's shock. You're just in there and you're doing the things, and so you have to get up to speed really quickly and figure stuff out.
No,
instead of just kind of sticking your toe in the water very gently and then figuring, oh, it's cool. No, is it cool? Is it? No, you just go in there.
At least he didn't put you in the battle I'm currently doing.
Which one is that?
I'm inside the Niwa.
Oh, you're still doing the
Endless
path?
Path, and I am presently
You're
fighting
not
a dragon.
supposed to be freaking mainlining the endless path.
I'm not mainlining the endless path. I'm trying to find a specific item in there so I can and then pop out and head to the next area.
You're trying to find the tablet for.
Yes, I am.
Oh. I'm gonna be completely honest. I didn't even do his. I didn't even think about the endless path because I was busy fighting cultists on one side of the country and then going over to the other side, and then going to the city. I'm going to be completely honest. Spoiler alert, by the way. I burned that city down to the ground. And I had the biggest... When I saw that was the... I was going in there well-meaning, and people got snippy because I was helping everybody and they didn't like who I was helping, except for the gangsters. They were just like, fuck you. And I'm like, come at me, bro. And every time they sent people, it's like the fight took 5 seconds. And then somewhere between the withering gunfire, the hails of actual lightning, and the arrows, as well as the hatchets and swords, their people literally just turned into gibbets until they just stopped sending people to try to kill me because I think I killed everybody in their family.
What was this on the Twitch?
No, this is
okay.
this is
Oh,
first
this
game.
was actually in the game.
This is first game when I was playing my chanter. Chanters are so good.
I love the chanter right now. I
Dude,
really do.
you think that's bad? Dual chanters. So OP. I kind of never had to leave the back line because my chanter was in the front line buffing everybody. I didn't even actually realize the game was supposed to be hard once I got my full team until about near end game. I had difficulty at the beginning and I had difficulty right at the end. Everything else in the middle, cakewalk.
I do like how it is just a click game. You just click.
Oh no! It's a lot more than that.
Well, I mean,
you really got to think about what you're doing.
No, I mean where you just click to move and stuff, not the whole QWERTY keyboard thing.
That is
I don't
nice.
like that ish.
Because you can sit there and you can plan it out. You can fine tune your actions, and like there have been countless times where I've had to incorporate strategies that I have not had to use since like the old days, like back in Nintendo era. Like,
okay. How many people did you have when you fought Radric?
I didn't fight him actually.
Really?
Yeah, no. I actually decided that I was.
Did you talk with the Animancer and the?
I did talk with the Animancer.
And you agreed with her?
I agreed with her because what she was doing. She explained it to me. I don't know how it happened with you, but her point of view was, look, I found out. Spoilers, by the way. sorry for anybody.
No. She has a theory.
She has a theory. She's figured out.
She thinks she's figured out.
No, she figured it out.
No, she has not. I can tell you I can tell you based on what I know, she has not.
She has a theory, and and what she's been doing down there was all towards the advancement of this theory to try and find a way to correct the issue.
Yeah, but again, I guess it's because of prior knowledge now. I know that what she's doing has nothing to do. It's all based on the in-game soul mechanics. Mm-hmm. Souls are like DNA in this. They're remixed. Occasionally, a person has a soul that's been intact enough through the ages that they are essentially reincarnated. Yeah, but what's supposed to happen is that the person's life and experiences are supposed to be remixed with everybody, and then when it comes out into a new being, it's supposed to be it fits like a glove. Yeah, that is not always the case, and in this case, she is correct about a few things, but her experiments would not have yielded any results. First time I left her alone. This time I just straight up wiped her out because she is.
So on my first one, without that prior knowledge, I figured she had a valid point. I also left the priest alone because I figured that he was going to need a balanced guide, and I killed his cousin because his cousin was being a cunt to everyone.
You're comparing the cousin who wants to stop gay. He murdered his wife and daughter. I'm sorry, son. Child. He murdered his wife and child based off of religious dogma because he's a paladin. His conviction is second to none. He believes in Barath.
Broke him. I want you to know that broke his entire will to fight. And I can tell you this right now just through the conversation I had with him. It broke his will. He literally said, because of the way I've been running things, normally this would go to the executioner, but I felt that they deserved better.
See, I got something completely different. Again, it's probably a point of view thing. I got something completely different from that. He's like, I am a noble. My family is supposed to be an example to everybody, and I am not about to let my wife's sins bring everybody else down. I've had to force everybody to put up with pain, heartache, and suffering. I'm going to do this myself. There is no reason to. It is like I could understand his method of thinking, but it still appeared to me to be so wrong-minded that it is not something a reasonable man would do.
No, I agree.
Hanging half your village is not something a reasonable man would do.
No, it is not. But, the thing is where I'm at, I've put him in a position where he either does what I want him to do, or I kill him, and he has no choice anyway.
So you're about halfway through?
No, he's not.
No, not even.
Oh.
Like, I think at most
he's just the reason why his level's so high is because he's been doing the endless paths.
Oh, okay.
And the endless paths are more of closer
actually,
to it.
believe it or not, they're actually surprisingly easy until you get to floor 5.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to do them. You're supposed to do them a little bit at a time and then come back.
Yeah, like floor 5 for me was like surprisingly fascinating. But I'm not gonna.
I'm telling you, you need, like, for instance, go to the Direwood. Go to, not the Direwood, but Direwood Village. Mm-hmm. And just check that out. Because that particular sequence, to me, was a standout. That's where I remained for most, like, a large portion of my early game.
Yeah, see, like, right now, I literally was just going in and finishing everything up in that area. Mm. And then I ran into the new, and, like, me and Sana were talking and decided we were going to go ahead and advance down below. And at the same time, I was trying to build up some money and, build up some levels before advancing because I had a bunch of new people with me that needed to grow. And surprisingly enough, the way this game works, the experience building is almost even.
Yeah, the way it works is that, like, for instance, killing monsters nets you experience until the bestiary has a full set of stats to work with. Once the bestiary has a full set of stats to work with, you no longer get any experience from killing monsters. So the only thing you can do at that point is quest. Mm-hmm. Questing should be your primary source of experience anyway. Mm-hmm. So completing quests is what really nails you levels.
And I found some really fascinating stuff down on that.
By the way, if you want some ways to gain levels as well, you could build the Forester's cabin. If you read the description, it says that it provides bounties. Those bounties, like, I'm mad.
Yeah,
I'm mad my original
money for it right now.
I'm mad my original save got deleted in the first place because that's what I had a few bounties left that I needed to take care of, and I never got a chance to.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you to watch the table a little bit.
Oh yeah,
tapping on it.
You've been tapping.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough of pillars because we're honestly eating the entire time.
Yeah, because it got good reviews from what I'm looking at.
Oh, it's an amazing game. It really is. And
I wish I could get you to sit down for a long while and just like sink into it because it's not something you can
let him
skim.
play the opening sequence and that opening area, and then see.
I made a character.
Yeah,
I just have to.
It's wiped
finish.
though.
It's wiped.
Yeah, you have to remake it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I mean. I lost all my saves too.
Oh, okay.
And that's just finishes.
No, I mean like it's not recovering. Well, it's not recovering off of the main drive. It's recovering off the portable because the partition was wiped too. So
well, hold on. Did you
wait?
save it?
The
Did
hard
you
drive
save it
got
to
wiped?
No, the save location for the game default save locations.
Okay.
So I had to go into. I remember when I got yours, I had to go into your app data folder and pull it out.
Okay.
Oh man, I have so many saves right now. Like I have it saved at different points for different reasons.
You probably saved it at junction, so you can go in and change answers, which would affect outcomes later on.
Yeah, I mean, if I do it, it means I have to go through the whole thing all over again. But it's more of I'm saving it at the points where I struggled with certain concepts, just to see.
Because I can tell you right now, if you really think that
it's more of a memory trigger than it's actually going back to do it.
All right. Well, I mean, there's a journal, right? You can just read the journal.
Yeah, I know. I've been reading the journal. It's fascinating.
All I'm going to say is this.
But I've been
keeping
keeping two main saves.
Oh.
And that way, in case something happens, like I'll save and I'll save into this one, and then I'll just keep rotating it so that I'm always having an up to date save.
Okay.
And that way, if something happens, I don't lose more than like an hour's worth of progress.
That works.
That does remind me. Did you ever finish Or Journals?
No.
Yeah, you really should finish that. That was actually getting good.
I haven't. I think it's because I was binging on it when the internet was out.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't touched it in a hot minute. I know I need to, cause I'm up like in my thing. I'm up to year 5. I need to pull a copy on the laptop and like look at the journal, and then type, and then look at the journal, and then type. Because what I was doing when I first started this and got like 5 months down was I was walking into my room, looking at the journal, then walking back out to the computer, sitting down. Then when I needed something, I would get up, walk back into the room, then walk back, come back to the computer.
That had to have been annoying at one point.
Oh yeah, it's incredibly annoying. I mean, yeah, I know it's yeah.
You know,
if you guys like it, then
there's such a thing as pen and paper. You know.
Hang on, we're in the digital age.
No,
you can use.
But then again, if you have like the nice size.
Okay, handwriting is the reason I dislike writing in the first place. If I could write by speaking, like if I had an actual good voice to text program. Better than the ones that are currently on the computer, because when I start speaking really, really fast, the computer has a hard time keeping up.
Oh, mine likes to tell me that I'm trying to have a dinner date with my teacher, and then he's going to do things to me afterwards. When I'm trying to say, hey, my teacher's bringing in an Oculus Rift, and I'm going, how the hell did you get dinner party out of that?
Yeah, but
Dragon's not working? Doesn't work for you?
Dragon's expensive.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, like if I could speak the words, it'd probably go a lot faster, and that's what's hindered me is just taking what's going in my head.
They should make an automatic pencil that just writes for you.
So long as you can find it under that wedge.
Yes.
Next to the pizza.
Mm-hmm.
Under the stack of papers.
Mm-hmm.
Next to the ink blot.
Sorry, inside joke. We were talking about cluttered desktops earlier.
But me, I'm still playing Fire Emblem.
Still.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat it. But I want to beat it and make sure everybody's
he's
like...
Had it since, He's had it since Katsu.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you haven't finished it.
I haven't touched it.
I'm gonna beat it and then I'll give it back to you. Yeah, eventually.
What is your personal opinion so far?
I love it. It's a great game. It's just a lot of... I'm just, level building. It's like you can reclass the characters so much.
He's playing it the proper way, and it like taps slightly into his Pokemon OCD with the training.
Exactly.
Because you can train a person. You can train them up. When they hit max, they get while they're heading to max, they get skills, and then you can reclass them, retrain them up, and they continue to gain stats as they level.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm trying to get them to that class that I like for them, and then max them out.
And then mix and match from all the classes that you have them trained up as,
and have them have skills from other classes, and kind of meld them together into
to turn them into super soldiers. Essentially,
I would end up becoming him if I were playing this game.
Well, then I'll let you borrow it next.
Speaking of,
I have not turned on my 3DS in months. I have not
because your only game was Fire Emblem.
Yes, I haven't.
Speaking of Pokemon,
by the way, they have the Steam team
wait.
demo.
I know, I've tried it.
Speaking of Pokemon, you know they announced Gengar for the Pokken Tournament, right?
For the what tournament?
Pokken Tournament, the fighting game.
Remember the fighting game for Pokemon?
Right. I'd almost forget about it, and you know what?
Yeah, they announced Gengar for it. Pokken. I'm telling you, I got so excited over that, like seeing the reveal video for it. It was just.
Well, here's what makes me sad. We are probably never going to see this game.
You know what? I have hope. I have faith. I'm going to keep faith and hope alive.
You can see it if you get a ticket to Japan.
Hope and faith alive. Well, check this out. They do have that one.
They haven't updated in almost 2 years.
They do have that one game. Remember the other fighting, the 2D Pokemon fighting game, where it actually also had Lucario.
There's a 2D one.
Yeah, there's a 2D one. I forgot what it's called, but it's a computer fighting game.
You're gonna have to show me
Pocket
because I'm
Fighter?
not familiar with this.
I don't think that's it.
No, Pocket Fighter is a completely different thing.
Yeah, but basically, I know some of the roster is.
When Blaziken talks about a Pokemon fighting game, I'm thinking it's the freaking My Little Pony one.
What?
Yep.
Anyway, some of the fighters, they've got Blaziken, Combuskin, Gardevoir, Snorlax,
Gardevoir. And you call yourself a Pokemon fan.
Why is it?
Anyway.
I thought everybody liked Eevees. What the hell's a Gardevoir?
Gardevoir is a psychic Pokemon that looks humanoid. And
you know
people,
which one.
All right, folks,
put it into Rule 34.
Forecast.
You know which one. That was from the Orishika Journals. Anyway, you
Children
know which
don't
one.
Look that up.
Yeah, you know which one. Anyway, Gardevoir or whatever. Pretty much her. This one also had Gengar. I forgot the other ones that it had, but the 2D fighter, I think they're taking a lot to this for the 3D fighter. What's wrong with you?
He hasn't recovered yet.
Would you like a moment, sir?
Shut up and continue.
Spot of tea? Biscuit?
Shut up and continue talking. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, or what talking?
Sir?
Whatever, Pokemon, people fighting things,
Anyway,
White Thundershock.
Yeah, the Gengar announcement, that's just so cool. I have faith. All right, I don't know if it's going to be on Wii exclusive, because since it's going to be in arcades and they're working with Namco, it could be on other systems.
Gengar, Demon Fist!
This could be the first Pokemon game on, multiple platforms.
Not likely.
I believe. You gotta have faith.
We had faith.
JB uses faith
Digimon.
against business sense. It's not very effective.
Let me put it this way. I've had faith for Digimon. I haven't seen a new Digimon game in 7 years.
They've been released. They're just not over in the US.
Though.
They just released a Digimon game here that actually made me sad because it was just a battle arena. Where you pick some of the classic heroes and fight each other. For the PS3.
Oh, did you see the spoof trailer that the Square Enix put out for the Final Fantasy XI fighter?
Final Fantasy XI fighter?
There's a trailer out for a Final Fantasy XI fighter.
Why would they have that?
Because monks are OP.
Monster OP.
Yeah.
Eh.
You know monks are OP.
I don't know. Oh no, wait! I'm gonna have to say technically my favorite character to play as is a monk, Prish, and everybody will not let me play her anymore.
Well, that's because Prish is broken.
Prish is not broken. If anybody's broken, is goddamn what's his name, emo boy.
Cloud?
Yes.
Cloud is not broken.
I'm sorry.
Kefka's more broken than Cloud is.
No.
Kefka was more broken than Cloud.
No. If you are not careful, Cloud has an attack that pulls you into him. Then he spirals up in his final, fully leveled up combo. Can spiral up into a chain hit that slams you back down. And when he slams you down, it's an HP attack.
That's cool. Except you can't get it.
And
This is the problem. This is the problem. You have to get close in order for that to hit. If you're playing Kefka, letting somebody get close is you doing it wrong.
You're right. If you're playing as Kefka.
Because you remember when I played Kefka, the storm of bullshit that went your way because you couldn't dodge. You can't dodge random.
No, you really can't dodge random.
No, that's the whole. If you've never played Dissidia or 012,
yeah.
Which they nerfed Kefka in 012 because everybody assumed that Sephiroth would be the most powerful one. No, Kefka.
Yeah, I
was.
played one.
Okay,
Yeah.
In Dissidia, you've seen Kefka's have you seen a fully leveled Kefka? Because its skills change over levels. A fully leveled Kefka is a nightmare because
Watch the table.
A fully leveled Kefka is a nightmare because his projectiles are very powerful. They're all random as fuck, and it's almost impossible to dodge. Like for instance, his basic shotgun is a bazooka that fires out as a single icicle, then shatters in the direction you dodged.
Yeah, it gets better.
Troll.
It has a secondary attachment that turns it into an HP attack. So it then throws out 3 ice shards that dance around like this. And I will tell you right now,
he also has an HP attack that can hit you wherever you are on the map.
Watching me play as Prish and then going, my god, I can't hit you, you dodgy little motherfucker, is because I had to fight Kefka for so long.
Wow.
And I will tell you right now.
Speaking of Dissidia, have you seen the video for the new one they're releasing?
Yes, I did see that video.
So you saw the link I posted?
Yes, I did.
What did you think?
I am fascinated. I would really.
I don't like the 3-on-3.
The 3-on-3 is not all the time though.
The 3-on-3, yeah, I know, but it's like that's a thing that they're because looks to be like both a PS4 and an arcade release, and I can see why people would want the 3-on-3, but that just looks like a clusterfuck to me. Because the first game was hard in a really high-paced battle. It's hard enough just to keep track of one person, let alone getting blindsided by 2 other people. That's too much.
Yeah, I can see that.
Maybe that's just my old man coming through, and some 8-year-old's gonna be like, "Get better, you noob." But it's honestly too much. A one-on-one duel I can handle, but if I'm focusing on one person and then as I'm about to hit, somebody else hits me from the side, and now I'm lost for a second because I'm flying halfway across the map and I lost my bearings. That's not fun. That's an exercise in frustration.
I'd still play. I still play the holy fuck out of it.
Yeah, but what you gonna play it on? Because it seems like they're
it's PS4 or arcade.
It's gonna be PS4 or arcade.
No,
it's PS4 or arcade.
Oh, okay.
It's going for be for both. They actually announced it's going to be for both.
Oh no, I know. Like I'm saying, it's either you're going to play it on the PS4 or the arcade.
Yeah, because they can't do it on PS.
Except the arcade thing is only going to be in Japan because America has no arcades.
We do.
You mean those slowly
Dave and
decreping,
and
those slowly decreping ones that are scattered in malls across America?
Abandoned except for the lone fighting gamers that go over there to keep it alive with coins. I still miss freaking Namco Arcade.
Sad face.
That is the biggest fucking loss. That Green Bar
I had a friend that I used to work with who has an arcade cabinet that he built from the ground up.
Yeah.
And he actually had a simulator installed that he programmed into it, where you literally walked into Namco Arcade and walked around and started playing games from in there. Like, in order to play play an arcade game, you have to walk through the arcade, find the arcade you want to play on, and then sit down and play. It's fucking glorious.
Sad face.
See, I had so much fun.
All those feels.
Yeah.
in addition, have you seen the info on Dragon's Dogma Online?
I have not seen any of the updated ones since last time.
I put the video.
You might have put it in there. I probably didn't see it with the 47 messages that went through.
It made me sad watching it.
What?
It didn't feel right. Like, I understand it's an MMO, so certain concessions have to be made. But it's like looking at your favorite dog after he's had his balls cut off. All you feel is sad. You hurt for him.
Why do you make everything so sad and depressing?
Because have you seen
the analogies I have ever heard?
The analogies you use are just, oh man, it just.
I love his analogies. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, if I was on drugs and I listened to one of his analogies, I'm like, man, you're really blowing my buzz. Like, seriously, man. You're like a real downer. Like,
be glad you're on like PHP. You would have been tripping and seeing his stuff.
I'm just trying to get high.
But yeah, no, they I know you know the combat engine, but like it's essentially it's like Monster Hunter, but interesting.
Wait.
No, I don't
like Monster Hunter?
I don't like Monster Hunter. I really don't like Monster Hunter. The first time I played it was on the PSP. It was the worst thing I've ever played.
I used to play Monster Hunter all the time with Nick, and I liked it, but I did not like how bullshit it got real quick. Like, I'll tell you right now, I still have nightmares about a Plesioth. But just so you know, what Plesioth is essentially a land shark that is basically a dinosaur that's a land shark. And it
Garchomp?
Huh?
Garchomp?
Essentially, you can think of it as Garchomp.
Okay, now I understand it.
Now, think of it as Garchomp, but not only can it do it in the sand, it can do it in the water. And it can dive out and whatnot, and like hit the ground and send you flying. And when you go fight him, his number one move is, I kid you not, hip check. So you're all like, I'm fighting, hip check. My armor just broke and I hit the ground. I'm crying.
He booty bumps you?
He booty bumps you and your armor breaks.
Well, what a fat bitch. God damn. That land shark thing is terrifying, though.
Yeah.
The whole land shark warrior thing, that's terrifying.
Yeah, that is a Plesioth. And that's not even the most dangerous monster in the game.
Yeah, I have a feeling that ever happens in real life, we're like, fuck.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, though, if you can't face a Plesioth, put the game down and walk away. Because you'll never beat the game.
But yeah. So remember how dynamic the combat was?
Yeah.
Like,
I do remember.
Combos and dashing and all that.
Mm-hmm.
From the videos I saw, the animations weren't as smooth. They completely removed the grab mechanic.
This is the
So you can't jump up and grab onto the creature anymore?
Which was probably one of the biggest things in the series, was in the game, was that, and even in the expansion, was that you could at any point in time grapple a monster and hold it immobile and immobilize it, and your party could do it too. AI control party could do it too, so that you could finish it off. Because
to get a good idea, if it was like, say, a humanoid, like a goblin or a person, like if they were light, your character would literally lift them off the ground and hold them above. If they were too heavy, but they were about humanoid size and whatnot, you could come up and put them into a Nelson, and hold them in place, and your teammate could come up and shank them. And if it was a big beast, you would basically start playing Shadow Colossus on this thing.
But see, and that's part of the allure of it, is that it is a big stunken monster, and you're not supposed to hack at its ankles until it decides, okay, well, I'm gonna just twitch on the ground now. You get up there, you grab the motherfucker, you climb up, and you stab the bitch in the eye.
Or if you really want to look at it, think, I'm going to go all, what's that series we were watching? Attack on Titan on this thing and start stabbing out the back of its neck. Like, I'm going to sever this, so I sever your spinal cord so you can't do anything to me.
Yeah, so like,
I'll say two things. One, as you said, it is an online game, so I have not seen that happen on an online game before.
The thing
but
is,
hold on. And two, it's an alpha.
it's still It's probably beyond now. They're putting in features now. They've got a class list in. There's no cross classing.
There's no cross classing anymore.
It's solid classes now. They've also neutered the mage and separated the mage and priest into a priest class and a mage class.
All right. Well, what about the magic archer? Is it still?
I have not seen it.
The magic archer does not exist. My favorite classes in that were the magic archer because it allowed me to combine my rogue with an archer. And the magic archer, it literally was like having a character that could cast spells and still be a rogue at the same time. Like, I could run in with twin daggers and slash out your throat, leap back because you flew up in the air and pull out this magical bow, create shining arrows, fire it, and 6 arrows come out of a single bolt and home in and smack you. And then while you're falling to the ground, I leap up, grab you, and start stabbing you in the throat.
Nice.
By the way, you really can't do that in the game.
It's the combat didn't feel, again, because it's an MMO. The combat no longer feels dynamic. The combat no longer feels interesting. And what you get for losing, it's like losing the best cut of steak for some rice.
Ouch.
Because you lose all the interesting bits of the combat, all the dynamism, and you add more people. And I can say right now, with good honesty, more people never made a game better.
I can tell you right now, the most I want is a full party of 4.
Yeah.
Full party of 4. Just like, because that was your max party in the game. And with that, y'all travel to the countryside playing the game as if you were playing the single one from back in the day. And that is all I want. I don't want anything horrifically fancy. I essentially want that.
That's what everybody's been saying. They didn't want an MMO. They just wanted Dragon's Dogma 2 to have basically be Dragon's Dogma 1, but with more shit and the ability to actually play with your friends. That's it. They didn't want weird, neutered online combat. They wanted to climb a griffin with their best friends, set that motherfucker on fire, and then ride that flaming griffin out of the sky into the ground.
Yes! So, or have your friend piss himself as he's being flown up into the sky because a dragon swooped down and picked him up by his shoulders and just took off. And now you gotta figure out how to save your friend without killing him.
Yeah, or, you want to pick your friend up because the dragons in Dragon's Dogma were so interesting to fight because they weren't just kind of stompy, I'm gonna roar at you and then spit fire. Dragons in Dragon's Dogma could cast spells. They were intelligent creatures. They could they were on 4 legs. Yes, they could fly, but they could also grab you and throw you into a tree.
My favorite one is when you really thought you were good and you start facing the high dragons. And the high dragons, like, if you think that your high dragons and things like Skyrim are bad, imagine a dragon that can pick up one of your companions, look him in the eyes, your companion's eyes go red, and now your companion's trying to kill you.
It's
that's like, I was literally playing, and the dragon picks this dude up and goes, I am your master. You will obey me. And then sets him down. Doesn't throw him, just sets him down. The character looks up at me and goes, whoom, and I'm just like, oh shit!
I like that.
There's no, like I said, if they're not careful, they're going to lose the dynamism that made it interesting. It's the same problem that Elder Scrolls Online had, where in adding people and adding structure, they lost what made the Elder Scrolls, which is it's free form.
Well, that and it
the
sucked.
choice. Well, it wasn't like, as far as an MMO goes, it was mechanically sound. I played the beta when they had the public stress test beta. I played that. It was it's mechanically sound. It's definitely a fantasy game with cats. It's not Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, the mechanics of it were good, but the game sucked. Yeah.
I'd rather go play Terra.
Actually, Neverwinter isn't bad. You should probably give that a shot.
I would like to, but I'm still limited on funds.
Neverwinter's free.
Really?
Yes, if you go. It's a perfect world game.
That's the game y'all been playing. That's like...
Oh, Neverwinter's on the PS3?
No, I was just thinking that's what y'all have been playing on.
No, it's on the One.
On the One.
Yeah, but it's on the PC and the One.
And it's free.
Yeah. And it has action. It's essentially action-y combat. It's a bit stilted for my tastes. It's not as free-flowing as I'd like it to be. But, you know...
Yeah, free-to-play, action, MMORPG.
It's got... My whole problem with combat in MMOs is that it's got two guys, and they're just going, eh, and the other guy goes, eh, and then goes, eh. Like, I need a physical reaction. If I swing and I hit you, you need to recoil and bounce and fall back. And, you know, like, shift and, like, hold your armor. It's like Dark Souls combat. I need a physical reaction off of my opponent. Otherwise, I am not going to enjoy it. Because essentially, it's just going to... Like, if you're fighting a giant, it's just everybody hacking at the giant's legs, and then the giant's going to go... and then eventually it falls over.
I like...
That's not dynamic and or interesting.
I like
Dynamic
slicing
for me.
cankles.
The two dynamic things for me, like, going into your Dark Souls reference, reminds me of my first horrific death that I would never forget in Dark Souls. And that is, there was this pathway in the first Dark Souls where you had to, like, deal with this dragon constantly running across and blowing fire along this bridge. And I finally managed to get across completely unscathed. And I'm like, yes, I did it. And I'm fighting this knight, and I take him down. And I'm like, as I'm pulling the sword out of him, I'm just like, yes! That's fuck you, I made it! And all of a sudden my character goes, huh! And I'm like, what's going on? And the screen pans around. My character's looking down at herself like this, and there's a blade that long sticking out of her abdomen. And it pulls around, like pans around, and there's a death knight standing behind me as he's pushing me off his blade. And my character hits the ground and shatters. That was the most memorable moment.
Was she named Eris? Because I think that was Sephiroth.
No, she wasn't, but it was glorious. Then my next one was what sold me on this game in the first place. Give me a sec. Let's remember the name. Dragon's Dogma. We were sitting here playing it, and like this first major boss you have to fight is a troll. And I climbed up on this troll. I'm hacking it. I'm having fun trying this out. Oh, and all of a sudden the troll grabs me and goes, "You need to knock that crap off," and chucks me off the side of the cliff. Game right there.
But see, that's what made it good. And the issue that I have with the MMO is how can they have that in there? How is that going to come in? Because it can't. The problem with MMOs is that they don't feel organic. Mm-mm. It's not like you walk to a field and then the field is just filled with buffalo. They're sick buffalo or they're rabid buffalo, but they're not acting like rabid buffalo. They're just kind of standing there.
Was it like that in Neverwinter?
No. Like you have like patrols, like when you're fighting mobs, they patrol or they're pillaging or they're Yeah, in some cases they're just standing around, like they're standing around a wreck or whatever, waiting for someone to come beat them up. But that's the problem. That's just a generic problem with MMOs is that a lot of enemies just stand around waiting for you to come beat them up, so that you can kill them and then move on to the next set of enemies that you need to beat up to get your 10 experience points.
Yeah, because when I saw y'all playing it, can you just like ask random people to like help you, like beat up stuff?
You can queue. For like a lot of the heavy things, you need to team up because. It's not because it's actually difficult. It's just because the statistics of the monsters are way higher in the group dungeons. So you need to have people to help you fight the dungeons. It's not because the monster placement is interesting or dangerous.
There was an MMO that I played where it did actually feel kind of fluid, like what you're talking, and that is the Secret World Online.
Okay.
Alright, if you've never played it. It's essentially like you go in, like there's all kinds of different things. Like if you go up and you hit an enemy and you hit him hard enough, they recoil, and if you knock them down, they literally drop to one knee. And the same thing happens to your character. And if they hit you hard enough, your character will fall back on their back.
Problem with the Secret World is their PR campaign was too successful, and it's something I've started noticing now is that. You have to build hype up in order for your release to be a success, you have to build hype. Problem with the PR departments is there's no limiter. There needs to be a person in game development that acts as a limiter for your PR. Because it seems like a lot of PR departments have no sense of what realism is anymore. And so they don't set realistic expectations. They like to shoot for Alpha Centauri. And then they raise everybody's hype to a fever pitch. And then the game comes out. It's a solid game. Well constructed. Interesting dynamics. It's different. But everybody's not expecting different. Everybody's expecting the fucking Renaissance. And when they don't get that, that's when they get mad. And what that ultimately does is it ruins otherwise good games.
I can accept that. I mean, it was good. I ended up stopped playing. I personally stopped playing solely on the fact that, I had nobody to play with.
I've tried to find the physical copy of the game. Because it's like, if you buy it now, you don't have to pay a subscription.
It's completely free now.
Yeah, all you have to do is buy the base game. It's just, it's hard to find a physical copy of the base game.
Yeah, actually, I was going to say, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Guild Wars 2 with that aspect of the queuing.
Oh, where they were, hyping it up, and then it turned out to be nothing more than, this weird hack and slash?
Yeah.
I was expecting, a much more advanced version of Guild Wars. Not, I have one class, there's no cross-classing. The class has very specific skills, and it felt like I was basically playing someone got their hands on Diablo 3 and felt that they needed to combine that with Guild Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That's honestly what it felt like to me.
Mm-hmm. The thing that I kind of didn't really like about it was, you could just go fight someone, and then hey, wait, what you doing, bro? I'm gonna attack this thing with you and get some, experience and stuff. Just random people coming up, and I'm just like, okay, who the fuck is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? It's just, it's weird. It's not like, it makes it less intimate of an MMO. And I'm kind of like, okay. It's kind of like if you're playing a basketball game with your friend and someone just jumps in and hey, gotcha, block that shot for you. I'm just like, where the hell do you come from?
I had problems like that in games like Fly FF.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever played that game or heard of it. But Fly FF was this great game at first until you realized two things. One, physical users sucked. If you wanted to actually enjoy yourself in that game, you had to play as a mage. Two, people who were not part of your party could run in, attack your boss, getting that last hit on them, and because they weren't part of your party, the boss is now considered their kill. Everything along with it belongs to that person, and you just had your entire work ganked from you.
Sounds like someone on eBay that just snakes you.
Fucking retarded shit right there.
Yeah, F that noise.
After the fourth time of that happening to me, I was like, I'm done. Because I needed the boss's materials in order to complete a quest, and they kept ganking it out from under us. And as a part, if you're in a party, everybody gets that one item.
F that. So, see. Anything else anybody want to bring up?
Well, I was going to bring up the whole Steam selling mods thing, but apparently about an hour or so ago, they released a statement saying that they're going to remove that functionality from the Steam Workshop due to overwhelming negative response.
Negative response from who?
Users. Yeah, the basic community. Because mods have been traditionally free and people particularly don't like change. There are people coming out on both sides of it, but generally what the biggest concern was that this was not going to be a moderated environment by Steam on Valve. So people were probably going to end up doing stupid bullshit. Because why work hard and make a quality mod when you could just probably make a compilation mod using everybody else's work and then release it for $10 on Steam?
Francis raised out about it. So I guess that's funny.
I don't know. Let's see. Oh.
No.
Oh, what about the Konami thing?
I don't know too much about that. All I know is that, like, probably a lot of people know by now, is that Hideo Kojima left Konami. And then Konami responded very maturely and very adult in a very mature and adult-like manner by removing Kojima's name from everything he's done, pretending like he doesn't exist. Now, isn't that the most mature and responsible way to do things?
No.
Oh, really? Because it totally didn't seem like a temper tantrum to me.
Not only did they cancel Silent Hills, but they also delisted themselves off the New York Stock Exchange.
Well, that's because they knew that.
Okay.
Well, they know that Kojima leaving. That's the thing about Japanese studios, is that unlike American studios, Japanese studios have a head who generally kind of becomes like the, this is the reason why this company is good.
Mm-hmm.
And so when your head leaves, everybody's like, "But how are you going to make good things now? Your head's gone." So it is a form of damage control. It's just not a very positive step.
No, honestly, he should let his name stay on that work. Let him, have the credit he deserves. And honestly, what this sounds like to me is there was some kind of internal argument. He left on a with them at a fit, and out of childish rage, they tried to erase him.
According to the stock exchange, before they left, like the last numbers from them, $18, negative 0.04, negative 0.23%, 23%.
0.23?
0.23.
So their stock price dropped 23 cents. That's not a big change, but how high was it before he left? How high was it after the reports of him leaving? Because if it was like, $10, $20, $30, higher, and then they hear that the lead developer left, and then it dropped that low, I can see why they would delist it.
Well, here's also that brings up the question: is Phantom Pain still gonna come out?
Probably.
I mean, because
that's the thing they've been working on longest. If Konami doesn't release that, they're literally just flushing money down the toilet, and I don't think they have that kind of money to flush.
Speaking of anything of Phantom related stuff, remember about a year ago we were talking about Phantom Dust.
Yeah,
we were talking about that.
They got canceled, right?
No, I'd never heard about it. I wanted to find out more information about it.
Yeah, no, it entered development. If you've seen the E3 trailer, then the studio that was developing at the time made that mock-up. Since then, Microsoft apparently did not like the way the studio was heading in game development, so they put development on hold and they killed the studio.
They killed the studio, so everything they were doing is now gone.
Essentially, they transferred all Microsoft-owned IP to a new studio to redesign the game.
So we will never see this game now.
Probably not. Not for a while, anyway. I'm pretty sure they're just looking up more methods to stick DLC in the damn thing. Probably charge extra for additional power cards.
You mean, I'm going to release half a game to you, and then I'm going to make you pay for the other half again.
Yeah. Can we not start digging in the salt fields, please? Because I think that's the reason why people start looking to older generation consoles for interesting games, is because that, at least back then, even if it wasn't the thing that the developers intended, you got a at least feature full product without any addition, without any feeling like, maybe I should have waited another year or two to pick this up so I could actually get the full goddamn game. Because Game of the Year edition that has 4 DLC packs that costs $60 a year from now, or paying $60 for the base game and then paying the additional $20 each for the DLCs, what seems like a better idea?
Well, actually, not just the Game of the Year edition is like $20.
I want my DLCs now.
But you
Basically.
can't have them.
That's basically
now, 'cause
what
they're
they say. They want the DLCs now instead of waiting for me.
Okay, how about this? On better news, Black Ops 3. How much does it look like Deus Ex?
Ha.
I have not seen the stuff to it. I've only heard about it since this morning.
Dude, it looks like a combination of freaking Ghost in the Shell and Deus Ex.
Does it really?
Yes, it's hilarious. Like, guys are running around the corner where there's stupid actual guns, and then he realizes that the gun is stupid, so he puts it down, like, punches a guy with one arm, and then his other arm turns into a minigun, and he just proceeds to shoot with that instead. I'm like, so why'd you have the regular gun? That's just a waste of your time. But compare that to the Deus Ex trailer, where the dude had, like, freaking taser knuckles and plasma cannons.
And the little poof.
Yeah, that's sweet. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to work really, really hard. I don't care how awesome your special forces unit is. If Adam Jensen can take them all one-on-one, group on one, and then just wipe them out.
I have to get my hands on the PS4 before that game comes out. I have to.
Yeah. But let's go ahead and stop it there today. If you like what you saw, like, comment, subscribe, share the video.
You can hear the result.
Hopefully. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, let us know how we're doing and everything like that. Seems like we're gonna go ahead have it in like this. This has been the Backroom Crew. Remember, what else?
Show some class, man.
Act like you've been somewhere before.
Peace.
Peace.